There's a bend in the road by the old oak tree where you used to lean your head on me. We'd slow down just to watch the sun drop like honey when the day was done. I was young and sure I had time, like love was waiting in a straight white line. But you can't keep later in your pocket, and you can't stop a heart when it locks in. We had plans on the back of a napkin, a small house, a dog, your laughter happened. We had Sundays, we had faith, we had that kind of love folks chase. Then the world came loud with bills and doubt, and I let the good things drown out, till one night you whispered, barely breathing, I can't keep staying while you keep leaving. Now I measure my life by what I lost, by the miles and the cost. I was half a mile from forever, one hard word from holding us together. One less fight, one more kiss, one more stay, and we'd still be this. Now the stars feel colder than they used to be, and the road don't end, it just circles me. I was half a mile from forever, and I let you go, like I'd find you later, like I'd find you later. I tried to fix it with a dozen roses, but love ain't healed by pretty poses. I tried to change with a brand new ring, but you can't buy back everything. You needed my hands when your hands were shaking, not apologies after the breaking. You needed my eyes, my time, my truth, not the same old boy with the same old proof. So I learned your absence like a language, every quiet night a brand new page. I learned that home is a person's name, and I learned regret is a hungry flame. I heard you moved out past county line, found a little piece you couldn't find, and I'm glad, I swear, but it still hurts bad, 'cause losing you made me the man I am. If I could stand where we stood before, I'd choose you more. 'Cause I was half a mile from forever, one hard word from holding us together. One less fight, one more kiss, one more stay, and we'd still be this. Now the stars feel colder than they used to be, and the road don't end, it just circles me. I was half a mile from forever, and I let you go, like I'd find you later. Someday you'll forgive the boy I was, the man who thought love was just because. Maybe you'll see me on some small town street, and your heart won't ache, it'll just beat. And if you ever wonder if I'm still true, if I still carry the best of you, know I do, like a pocket knife, like a worn out photo, like a second life. I was half a mile from forever, but I'm walking back in any weather. If there's a chance, if there's a door, I'll knock with the truth I never brought before. If you can't take me, I'll understand, but I'll bless your name like promised land. I was half a mile from forever, and you were my forever. There's a bend in the road by the old oak tree, and every sunset still looks like you to me. I used to think love was something you feel, like rain on skin or a spinning wheel. Like if it's there, it'll always stay, like it don't need work every single day. I thought words were enough somehow, that I love you covered the how. But love ain't built on what you say, it's built on what you do and when you stay. You ask for presents, not just plans. You ask for my heart, not just my hands. And I kept giving you pieces of me instead of the whole you needed to see. You waited longer than most would do. Love me honest, love me true. And when you finally let me go, that's when I started to really know. Some lessons come with losing someone, not before, but after they're gone. I learned love too late, learn what it takes. Learn that forever's a choice you make. I learned that showing up beats every word, that loving someone means letting them be heard. I learned all the things I should have known, standing here now, loving you alone. I see your face in passing crowds, in quiet rooms and voices loud. And every time I think I've moved on, your memory proves me wrong. I don't blame you for walking away. You stayed longer than most could stay. You gave me chances wrapped in grace. I wasted them learning my pace. If I could talk to who I was then, I'd tell them, boy, don't hesitate. Tell him love don't wait on fear, and the cost of pride is losing her. Some truths don't knock, they crash right in and leave you different than you've been. 'Cause I learned love too late, learn what it takes. Learn that forever's a choice you make. I learned that presence beats every word, that loving someone means letting them be heard. I learned all the things I should have known, standing here now, loving you alone. If I ever love like that again, I won't wait till the bitter end. I'll choose the now, I'll choose the heart. I'll love with both my hands and heart. Yeah, I learned love too late, but the lesson stays, and I'll carry it the rest of my days. If loving you taught me how to see, then that love still lives in me. Well, I learned love because of you. Never learned how to love you fast. I needed miles, I needed past. I needed storms to understand what it meant to be your man. You loved me simple, straight and clean. I loved you deep, but in between, like I had to lose the light just to learn how to see you right. You asked for now, I asked for time. You spoke in truth, I spoke in signs. I thought devotion came with age. Didn't know love don't like to wait. You packed your heart and walked away, left me with words I didn't say. And that's when it hit me hard. I loved you deep, but I loved you late. If I'd known then what I know now, I'd have held you instead of doubt. I loved you the long way, the hard way, the wrong way too. I took the scenic route to forever, and I lost you before I knew. You needed my heart in the moment. I gave it miles down the line. I loved you honest, I loved you deep. I just didn't love you on time. I chased my shadow through working days, told myself love would wait. But love ain't a favor you call back in. It don't pause when you say amen. You were there in the quiet tests, when I gave you half instead of best. And still you stayed longer than most, till staying cost you your hope. Now every shortcut feels like a lie, every road feels twice as wide. And I trade all the lessons learned just to love you before it burned. I see couples dancing slow and wonder if they even know how lucky they are to still be where love feels new and free. If love gives signs before it breaks, I missed every one you gave. 'Cause I loved you the long way, the hard way, the wrong way too. I took the scenic route to forever, and I lost you before I knew. You needed my heart in the moment. I gave it miles down the line. I loved you honest, I loved you deep. I just didn't love you on time. Maybe someday I'll love like you, hoping brave and all into. I won't make someone wait to feel what should be obvious and real. And if your name ever crosses my prayer, I'll thank God you showed me how to care. Yeah, I loved you the long way, but love don't circle back. It moves straight through the present tense and leaves the past intact. If you ever look behind you, know my heart was true. I just learned how to love too late because of you. I loved you the long way. I wish I I wish I hadn't. There's a chair at the table I never move, even when it's just me and the news. I poured 2 drinks out of old routine, like loving you still part of me. Your jacket hangs by the hallway light. I swear it breathes late at night, and the house feels wrong when it's too neat, like it knows you're missing a beat. Friends tell me time will do its thing, that memory fades like old TV screens. But some loves don't age, they just go quiet, like songs you know but don't play. I don't talk about you like I should, I say I'm fine like people do, but every room still waits for proof that I ever stopped loving you. If you ever wonder if I moved on, look for the place where you belong. I still save you a seat at the table in my heart. I still leave the porch light on, like you might pull in after dark. I don't know if you'll ever come back to me, but loving you still feels like home to me. So until forever finds its feet, I still save you a seat. Me hear you laughing, passing cars, and strangers that almost are, and every love song hits too close, like it knows what I miss the most. I tried dating, tried being brave, tried replacing what we made, but every kiss felt secondhand, like borrowing someone else's plan. You knew when I was still raw, before I learned how to guard my flaws. You saw the good and didn't flinch, loved me where I live. And losing you rewrote my spine, made me stronger but less kind. 'Cause love don't leave without a scar, it leaves you changed just as you are. If your road ever bends my way, I'll be right here the same. Yeah, I still save you a seat at the table in my heart. I still leave the porch light on, like you might pull in after dark. I don't know if you'll ever come back to me, but loving you still feels like home to me. So until forever finds its feet, I still save you a seat. Maybe letting go don't mean a race, maybe it just means holding space for the love that shaped who you became, even if it never stays the same. I still save you a seat, not from weakness, not from fear, but because loving you taught me what it means to be sincere. If you never walk through that door again, know I loved you to the end. And somewhere deep in me, I still save you a seat. Always did, always will. If I can walk back through our years, I wouldn't dodge the fights or tears, I wouldn't smooth out every scar, 'cause that's who we are. I still fall hard on that first night, still miss the signs, still miss it right. Still love you reckless, still love you true, knowing everything we go through. They say hindsight changes the view, makes red flags brighten skies less blue. But even knowing where we'd end, I'd still take you all over again. Love ain't safe, love ain't kind, it costs you pieces of your spine. But some loves earn every break, and ours is one I gladly take. If choosing you means choosing pain, I'd still make the same mistake. I'd choose you again with the same open heart, knowing how it breaks, knowing how hard. I choose the nights and the long goodbyes, the tears, the laughs, the alibis. If loving you's the price I pay, I'd choose you again anyway. We weren't perfect, we were real. We said too much we didn't heal. We loved like fire loves the wind, never knowing when it ends. I learned my limits through your eyes, learned how truth can be disguised. Learned that love don't mean control, it means letting go. I see you smiling someone new, and it hurts, but I want it to. I want you safe, I want you whole, even if that ain't in my role. And if my heart still says your name, that don't mean love was a mistake. It means it mattered enough to stay, even after you walked away. Some loves don't fade, they just transform. They teach you who you are and weren't. 'Cause I choose you again with the same open heart, knowing how it breaks, knowing how hard. I choose the nights and the long goodbyes, the tears, the laughs, the alibis. If loving you's the price I pay, I choose you again anyway. Maybe love ain't about the end, maybe it's who you are within. After the dust, after the ache, after the choices that you make. You made me deeper, made me brave, taught me what a heart can take. Yeah, I choose you again, even knowing how it goes. I take every memory, every high, every low. If loving you changed who I am, then that's the best thing I can say. I choose you again anyway. Every time I choose you again. If time could rewind just one more day, I wouldn't change a thing we'd say. I wouldn't save us from the pain, 'cause pain proves love was real. Every fight, every tear, every doubt that brought us here, it all shaped the truth I know. You were the best love I've ever known. Some loves don't fade, they transform. I'd love you again, knowing how it ends, knowing how hard it gets sometimes. I'd love you again with the same open heart, even knowing you won't stay mine. If loving you changed who I am today, I'd love you again. Anyway, I'm stronger now because of you, softer too, and that's the truth. You taught me how to feel it all, how to rise after the fall. I don't regret the nights we lost, or the love that paid the cost. Some stories don't need a win to mean everything. If love's a road, I walked it through. 'Cause I'd love you again, knowing how it ends, knowing how hard it gets sometimes. I'd love you again with the same open heart, even knowing you won't stay mine. If loving you changed who I am today, I'd love you again. Not all forever's meant to stay, son. Forever's meant to change you. I love you again. Every time. That's how I know it was real. If forever has a sound, it's your breath when the world calms down. It's the door at the end of the day. It's the way you say my name. It ain't loud, it ain't proud, it don't need a crowd. It's the quiet that feels like truth every time I come home to you. We've lived through storms and still stand tall, learn how to catch each other when we fall. And every scar just tells a tale of love that didn't fail. I don't need heaven, I don't need proof. Forever sounds like you. If forever has a sound, it's your heartbeat next to mine. It's the promise in your eyes that says this love won't die. If forever's more than words, more than rings or chapel vows, then forever's what I hear every time you're around. I've seen love come and go like rain, watched hearts break and call it fate. But what we have is built to stay, not borrowed, not delayed. You know my fears, my roughest sides, and you still choose me every time. That kind of love don't make a sound. It settles deep, it sticks around. If time runs out, if days run thin, I'd still begin with you again. 'Cause if forever has a sound, it's your heartbeat next to mine. It's the promise in your eyes that says this love won't die. If forever's more than words, more than rings or chapel vows, then forever's what I hear. Every time you're around, one day will be stories told, pictures faded, hearts still whole, and love will echo through the years, in every laugh, in every tear. Yeah, forever has a sound. It's you, it's us, it's now. And I don't need to ask for more. I already found forever's door. Forever sounds like you. I was braver then. I watched you pack with steady hands, like you already had a plan. And I joked like I always do when fear tells me to stay cool. You asked me once, is this real? I said yeah, but I didn't feel the weight of what was on the line. I thought love had more time. I was good at almost saying things, at halfway truth that clipped off wings. I loved you safe, I loved you small, like love don't need your all. You wanted roots, I wanted room. You wanted now, I wanted soon. And soon became a closing door. You needed me, I hesitated more. If courage came with warning signs, I'd have crossed them in time. If I was braver then, I'd have fought my doubts for you. I'd have said the words out loud. I'd have chosen me and you. If I was braver then, I wouldn't be alone tonight. Still loving you from a distance, still wishing I'd done it right. I see you now in someone's arms. He looks calm, he looks sure, like the kind of man you asked me to be before fear got the best of me. I tell myself you're happy there, that loving you means letting go fair. But there's a truth I can't outrun. I lost you before I lost you, son. I thought strength was keeping control, not letting feelings take their toll. But love ain't weak when it asks for more. It's weak when you ignore the door. You knock so softly night after night, till silence told you I wouldn't fight. And now I'm fighting ghosts instead, battles I should have fought with you then. If hearts could heal by honesty, I'd tell you everything I couldn't be. 'Cause if I was braver then, I'd have fought my doubts for you. I'd have said the words out loud, I'd have chosen me and you. If I was braver then, I wouldn't be alone tonight, still loving you from a distance, still wishing I'd done it right. Maybe bravery ain't loud and strong, maybe it's staying when you're wrong, maybe it's saying I'm afraid and loving anyway. If I ever love like that again, I won't wait till the bitter end. I'll speak before the silence wins. I'll be braver than I was then. Yeah, if I was braver then, I'd be holding you right now, not holding on to what is, not praying to the past somehow. If I was braver then, this song would never need to be. But courage learned too late still lives inside of me. If I was braver then, you'd still be here. If love was a letter, I'd write it slow, ink it deep where the truth would show. I'd leave no line I didn't mean, no half goodbye in between. I'd tell you about the nights I stayed, talking tough when I was afraid, about how silence felt like pride, and pride's the reason we said goodbye. I'd write about the kitchen fights, how we were right and wrong the same night, how you cried quiet, I stayed strong, how strong was just me being wrong. I'd fold my faults into every word, let them show, let them hurt. 'Cause love don't need to look its best, it needs to be honest, nothing less. I'd see it with a trembling hand, not knowing if you'd understand. If love was a letter, I'd send it late, knowing time don't always wait. I'd sign my name without a lie, with every truth I used to hide. If love was a letter, I'd let it bleed, every scar, every need. And if you read it and walk away, at least you know what I couldn't say. I tell you how the house still talks, how the floor still knows your walk, how your name still breaks my calm, like a prayer I don't say out loud. I tell you I learned what love demands. It don't ask, it takes your hands. It don't settle, it don't guess. It stands naked in a mess. I'd say I finally see it clear. Love ain't loud, love perseveres. It shows up tired, shows up scared, shows up even when it's unfair. I tell you I forgive myself for being young, for needing help. But forgiving me don't bring you home. It just makes the nights less alone. If words could travel through regret, you'd feel everyone I'm in. 'Cause if love was a letter, I'd send it late, knowing time don't always wait. I'd sign my name without a lie, with every truth I used to hide. If love was a letter, I'd let it bleed, every scar, every need. And if you read it and walk away, at least you know what I couldn't say. Maybe love ain't meant to return. Maybe letters are how we learn how to speak when the moment's gone, how to carry what went wrong. If love was a letter, I'd write it still, even knowing how it feels. 'Cause loving you was never wrong. I just learned to say it too late and long. I'd still write it every day. You didn't scream, you didn't cry. You folded shirts real slow that night, left the ring right by the sink, like you hoped I'd finally think the house stayed calm, too calm to trust, like love already turned to dust. And when you said I can't do this, it didn't sound like anger, just tiredness. You said you loved me, always would, but love ain't always understood. Sometimes it begs, sometimes it bleeds, sometimes it dies of being unseen. I stood there frozen, proud and wrong, thinking silence made me strong. But silence just dug the grave, and love don't leave, it gets pushed away. I hear you now in every room, everything I didn't do. 'Cause love don't leave quiet, it whispers first, then it cries. It knocks on your chest every night, begging you to open your eyes. Love don't leave angry, it leaves when it's tired of pain. And by the time you hear the door, it's already too late. Replay moments I brushed aside, your hand in mine when you needed time. The way you asked me just to stay, and I said tomorrow, not today. I thought forever was a guarantee, not something you choose repeatedly. But forever's built in daily acts, not promises you never back. Now I sleep on the edge of regret, with words I never said yet, with apologies too late to land, like letters written in sand. I learned love ain't a trophy you win, it's a fire you guard again and again. And when you stop feeding the flame, you don't lose love, love fades away. If I could go back to when you tried, I'd listen with a different mind. 'Cause love don't leave quiet, it whispers first, then it cries. It knocks on your chest every night, begging you to open your eyes. Love don't leave angry, it leaves when it's tired of pain. And by the time you hear the door, it's already too late. If you ever wonder if I learned, every scar's a lesson learned. I know now what love requires: presence, patience, truth, and fire. I won't chase you down the road, but I'll carry what you showed and love the next one better than I did, because of you, because of this. Yeah, love don't leave quiet, and I hear it now loud and clear in every empty corner of this house, and every memory still here. Love don't leave angry, it leaves when it stops feeling safe. And I'll spend my life remembering that, so I never make love fade. You didn't scream, you just walked away, and that sound still echoes every day. Porch lights on like it always was, a little halo in the Tennessee dust. I park my truck where your roses lean, past the cracked white gate in the porch swing. There's a hymn on the radio, low and slow, like a kind your mama used to hum. And I swear the air smells like summer again, like we're 19 and the world ain't one. I remember you laugh in a mason jar, fireflies caught in the dark. You barefoot dancing in the kitchen floor, spinning the quiet into something more. And I remember the day I got scared, how love can feel like a prayer. How I almost ran, how you didn't move, just said, boy, come home if you mean it, do. Now I'm standing on these old boards, heart in my hands at your screen door, and the night is holding its breath with me like it knows what you mean to me. So I'm laying my pride on the porch light rail. I'm coming in honest, I'm coming in pale, with a pocket full of sorry and a ring of truth. If you take this broken man back to you, I don't want another highway, another town, another maybe that don't come around. If love's a road, I chose my lane right here, right now, in your name. The creek still talks behind the pine, same old secret, same old time. And that sycamore by the mailbox pole still leans like it's listening close. I've been working days and losing sleep, chasing dollars I couldn't keep, trying to prove I was enough alone. But a man don't win when he's all stone. I met 1,000 neon faces, heard 1,000 empty phrases, but none of them knew the way you do how to hold me down and pull me through. I wore your memory like a worn out glove, fighting the cold without your love. And every bar stool, every last call just made me miss you more, that's all. So if you're still there behind that light, if your heart still whispers at night, I'm here to trade my running for staying, my leaving for praying. Yeah, I'm laying my pride on the porch light rail. I'm coming in honest, I'm coming in pale, with a pocket full of sorry and a ring of truth. If you'll take this broken man back to you. I don't want another highway, another town, another maybe that don't come around. If love's a road, I chose my lane right here, right now, in your name. I know I carved a scar in your quiet, I know I let the silence riot. I know I'm fine can be a lie, and I let it live too long inside. But I learned the hard way, baby, a house ain't home without maybe, without your boots by the doorway, without your kiss to end the day. So if you'll meet me where we started, under that light that never parted, I'll spend my whole life earning back the trust I cracked. I'm laying my pride on the porch light rail. I'm coming in steady, I won't derail, with a heart that's open and a love that's true. I'll build this broken world with you. No more running when the thunder calls, no more hiding behind these walls. If love's a road, I chose my lane right here, right now, in your name. Porch lights on, and so am I. If you'll open up, I'll finally stay tonight. We had a radio and two warm hands, a cheap little blanket in the tall grassland, July heat humming like a steel string song, and your hair smelled like right where I belong. No diamonds, no city, no fancy scene, just a moon on the hood and your heart on me. And when the world got loud, you pulled me near, like hush now, baby, I'm right here. I've been running from love like it had teeth, like if I got close it would swallow me. But you were soft in the strongest way, turning my storms into open sky. And I still see you in the rear view shine, that little smile that saved my life when you said, let's not rush forever, let's just be us right here together. So when the night falls heavy and the heart feels thin, I remember where we began. We were slow dancing a dirt road, 2 footsteps, 1 heartbeat letting go. No crowd, no lights, just the stars above. That's how I learned what it means to love. If the whole world burns, if the years get hard, I'll find you again where the wild things are. 'Cause we were a slow dance in a dirt road, I'm still dancing, baby, still coming home. We built a life out of small town days, Sunday morning coffee and porch swing sways. Your laugh in the hallway, your jeans on the line, your name on my lips like sweet red wine. And sure, we fought like fire and rain, like 2 proud hearts watch me learn to be a man who doesn't leave when he can't understand. We didn't need perfect, we needed true. A little bit stubborn, a little bit blue, but always, always me and you. Like the river knows what it's born to do. So if you're tired, if you're worn, if you're scared of the miles, take my hand a while. Let's be a slow dance in a dirt road. 2 footsteps, 1 heartbeat, letting go. No crowd, no lights, just the stars above. That's how I learned what it means to love. If the whole world burns, if the years get hard, I'll find you again where the wild things are. 'Cause we were a slow dance in a dirt road. And I'm still dancing, baby, still coming home. One day we'll be older, creases in our smiles, still arguing softly about the miles, still making up with a kiss in the kitchen, still choosing each other, still stubborn, still wishing. And if my hands shake, if my steps get slow, hold me like you did long ago. Turn the radio down, let the night unfold, and we'll dance in the dust till the world turns gold. Yeah, we're a slow dance in a dirt road. 2 footsteps, 1 heartbeat, letting go. No crowd, no lights, just the stars above. That's how I learned what it means to love. If the whole world burns, if the years get hard, I'll find you again where the wild things are. 'Cause we were a slow dance in a dirt road. And I'm still dancing, baby, still coming home. Still coming home. The clock on the wall says 2:30. House feels bigger without you. Your sweater's still on the kitchen chair, like you might come back, like you're still here. The fridge hums low like it's praying too. Every sound reminds me of you. I poured 1 drink, but I poured it slow, like time might bend if I let it go. I tried sleeping on the right-hand side, but your pillow still knows my mind. It smells like rain and lavender nights, like love that didn't say goodbye. I told myself I'd be fine alone, that strong men don't need a home. But strength ain't silence, strength is truth, and the truth tonight is missing you. If you're lying awake somewhere too, wondering if I'm thinking of you, I'm still your man at midnight, still reaching out in the dark, still saying your name in the quiet, still tracing your heart on my heart. No matter how far you go, no matter what we've been through, when the world shuts down and the stars stand still, I'm still your man at midnight. Loving you. I passed that bar where we used to fight and make up under the neon light. I hear our song in a stranger's laugh, and it hits me hard just like that. I learned how pride can wear a suit, talk real loud but say no truth. I learned how easy it is to lose the only thing that ever knew you. I wasn't perfect, hell I know, how love would wait for me, like it didn't need consistency. But love's a fire, not a sign. You don't tend it, then it dies. And now I'm here with these open hands, trying to be a better man. If you still feel me when the night gets cold, if your heart still knows what mine knows, I'm still your man at midnight, still reaching out in the dark, still saying your name in the quiet, still tracing your heart on my heart. No matter how far you go, no matter what we've been through, when the world shuts down and the stars stand still, I'm still your man at midnight, loving you. Maybe love ain't loud apologies, maybe it's showing up consistently, maybe it's staying when staying's hard, not just swearing you'll change tomorrow. If I get one more chance to prove I won't talk it, I'll live it through. I'll love you in the boring days, in the quiet, unromantic ways, 'cause I'm still your man at midnight, still standing where I should have been, still choosing you when the light fades out, still believing in us again. If you ever knock on this old front door, I won't ask what happened before, I'll just hold you like I should have then, 'cause I'm still your man till the end. The clock hits 3, and I'm still yours. If you ever need me anymore. Fireworks or neon nights, we were porch swings and steady light, the kind of quiet people overlook, the kind of love that never shook. You packed my lunch, I fixed the sink, we argued over little things, but every night we found our way back to each other anyway. We didn't post it, didn't brag, didn't chase what others had. We built a life between the lines, out of patience, truth, and time. And I didn't know how rare that was till life tested us. It ain't loud, it ain't fast, it's the kind of love that lasts. It's the kind of love that stays when the shine all fades away, when the money's tight and the nights are long, when the right feels more like wrong. It don't run when things get rough, it shows up even when it's tough. It don't need a reason or a stage, it's the kind of love that stays. Watched our parents make mistakes, saw what love can break or make, so we chose a different road, one built slow and carried hope. We learned how to say I'm sorry first, how pride can hurt worse 'cause loving me was what you do. It don't chase the easy days, it stands firm in the grave. 'Cause it's the kind of love that stays when the shine all fades away, when the money's tight and the nights are long, when the ride feels more like wrong. It don't run when things get rough, it shows up even when it's tough. It don't need a reason or a stage, it's the kind of love that stays. Someday we'll be older still, laughing loud, arguing quiet, holding hands for balance now, but still choosing each other somehow. Yeah, it's the kind of love that stays when the years carve lines in our face, when the world keeps spinning fast. We'll be something built to last. That's the kind of love I choose every day. There's a space between the words you said, between I'm fine and what you meant, between the door and one last look, between the truth and what we took. You hugged me like you always do, but your arms felt different too, like they were letting go already, like love was tired of standing steady. You didn't rush, you didn't cry, you just breathed out one long sigh. And that's when I knew what it meant. Love don't break loud, it bends. I watched your taillights disappear, felt everything I didn't fear, felt every second stretch and stay in the space between goodbye. It's where the heart learns how to ache, not in the end, but in the wait, in the space between goodbye, where love don't die, it just don't survive, where words run out and silence stays. That's where I lost you anyway, not in the leaving, not the fight, but in that breath before the night. I still live there, I still try, in the space between goodbye. I replay it like a broken scene, every pause, every in-between, every chance I could have reached, every truth I wouldn't speak. You gave me signs like open hands, I answered with I'll understand, but understanding came too late, when love already sealed its fate. Now every ending feels the same, every door whispers your Every silence feels like you waiting for me to follow through. I learned that love needs motion too. It needs a step, it needs a move. And staying still is still a choice, one that cost you someone's voice. If I could live 1 second twice, I'd speak before the goodbye. 'Cause in the space between goodbye, where love don't die, it just don't survive. Where words run out and silence stays, that's where I lost you anyway. Not in the leaving, not the fight, but in that breath before the night. I still live there, I still try. In the space between goodbye, maybe heaven's just unfinished things, words unsaid, unbroken rings, moments frozen mid-air, waiting on someone to care. Yeah, the space between goodbye is where I learned how love survives. And not by staying, not by pride, but by truth said on time. I miss that space and lost you there. You said my name like it mattered, like it wouldn't just sound, like it could hold me together when the whole world broke down. You said it soft in the morning, said it sharp when you cried, said it like you could see me, all my truth, all my lies. I've heard it shouted in anger, heard it whispered in shame, but nobody ever said it like the way you said my name. You made it feel like a promise, like a place I could stand, like no matter how lost I got, I was still your man. Now every stranger says it wrong, 'cause they don't know where it belongs. I miss the way you said my name, like love was living in every frame, like I was more than the sum of my mistakes, like I was something worth the wait. I miss the sound of me and you, the way it felt honest, the way it felt true. I've been a lot of things since you went away, but nothing sounds right without the way you said my name. You said my name when I was scared, when I didn't think I could get there, when my hand shook, when I doubted me. You said it like belief, I didn't know how rare that was, didn't know that kind of trust. I thought love would always speak that way, didn't know it could fade. Now the house echoes with empty sound, my name falls flat, it hits the ground. I said I've been a lot of things since you went away, but nothing sounds right without the way you said my name. Baby, love is just being seen, not fixing, not saving, just believing. And you saw me clearer than I saw myself. You love me into someone else. If I ever hear it like that again, I swear I'll never forget when someone speaks your soul out loud. That's holy ground. Yeah, I miss the way you said my name, like I was home, like I could stay, like no matter how far I'd run, I'd still be the chosen one. I've been strong, I've been brave, I've learned how to carry the pain, but every road still sounds the same without the way you said my name. Say it once. If you ever do, I know exactly what to do.
The hallway creaks where you used to turn. Third board down still hasn't learned that you ain't coming through that door. Still sounds like you did before. The mirror holds your morning smile. The sink remembers your time. This house remembers everything, every laugh, every ring. I tried rearranging rooms and plans, moved furniture like it understand, but walls don't forget who made them home. They just wait and stay alone. I hear you in the midnight rain, in every echo of my name. This place ain't empty, it's just full of everything we used to be. I live here but I don't belong, not without you to prove me wrong. 'Cause this house knows your steps, knows the weight of your sighs, knows the sound of your keys, and night knows the truth behind your eyes. It keeps your side of the bed untouched, like love might circle back to us. I'm just a guest in what we made. This house knows your steps. The window by the sink still fogs, just like it did when we talked too long. About dreams that felt too big to say, about love like it wouldn't fade. We thought time was something we owned, didn't know it loans and loans, and takes its payment when you blink, when you forget to stop and think. I blame the job, I blame the stress, I blame the nights I needed rest, but truth is love just needed me, not excuses wrapped in sympathy. You gave me patience till it broke, till silence felt like too much smoke. And now I breathe it every day, learning what I pushed away.
If I could speak to these old walls, I'd ask them how I let us fall. 'Cause this house knows your steps, knows the weight of your sighs, knows the sound of your keys at night, knows the truth behind your eyes. It keeps your side of the bed untouched, like love might circle back to us. I'm just a guest in what we made. This house knows your steps. Maybe love lives in places too, in crooked halls and paint gone blue. And leaving don't erase a thing, it just changes the remembering. If you ever feel the pull of home, know it's real, you're not alone. Yeah, this house knows your steps. Even now, even then, it still waits like love does, without asking when. If you don't come back, I'll understand, but I'll always love where you stand, because loving you rewrote the place. This house knows your steps. It still listens every night. Didn't know what we were doing, but we did it all with heart. We believed love could carry us, even when we fell apart. We laughed loud, we cried honest, we made mistakes out loud. But damn, when we loved each other, we loved without a doubt. We weren't perfect, we were real, we felt everything we feel. And even though it didn't last, I wouldn't change our past. Some loves don't end, they leave a mark. Oh, we love like that, with nothing held back, with open hearts and no escape. We love like that, and even if it hurt like hell, I'd do it all again the same. 'Cause not everyone gets to say they love like that. I see people loving halfway now, playing safe, staying proud. And I know they'll never know what it means to lose control, to give your heart without a plan, to let someone see who you are, to risk the fall just for the chance of love in that heart. We paid the price, we felt the burn, we loved until there was nothing left to learn. And even though we let it go, the love still owns my soul. Some fires fade, some still glow. Yeah, we love like that, with nothing and that's enough for me. Yeah, we love like that. Yeah, we love like that. Yeah, we love like that. We were almost forever in an old red car, talking big dreams under falling stars, and counting miles like they never end. Like almost was close enough back then. You drew a future on my sleeve. I nodded like I believed, but belief don't hold when it ain't fed. And someday, don't love you back in bed. We laughed hard, we loved loud, we stood out in every crowd. But when it got quiet, when it got real, I didn't know what to feel. You wanted roots, I wanted proof. You wanted now, wanted soon, and soon became the reason why we said goodbye before we tried. Almost hurts worse than never did. We were almost forever, almost right, almost ready, almost brave enough to stay. When love got heavy, we were almost a story they tell about the ones who beat the odds as well, but almost don't last and almost gone. We were almost forever, and then we weren't. I see you now in a different light, smiling like your heart's alright. And I'm glad, but I'd be lying if I said it don't still sting sometimes. We taught each other how to feel, how to hurt, how to heal. And losing you broke something in me that taught me what love should be. I don't hate us, I don't regret, I just wish I'd loved you better then. Before almost took the lead, before fear decided for me. Some loves end before they begin, some end slow, some don't win. Ours ended right before the start of everything we had in our hearts. If timing's cruel, then it was ours. 'Cause we were almost forever, almost right, almost ready, almost brave enough to stay. When love got heavy, we were almost the story they tell about the ones who beat the odds as well, but almost don't last and almost gone. We were almost forever, and then we weren't. Maybe in another life, another year, we'd meet without the fear, and love would land where it belongs without the almost going wrong. Yeah, we were almost forever.
And I'll carry that always, because almost loving you still changed me.
You loved me when I had nothing figured out, when my dreams were bigger than my doubt, when I talked more than I listened well, and couldn't tell heaven from hell. You held my hand through every fall, every wall I built too tall, and you believed in me so hard. I started seeing who you saw. You didn't need me strong or short, just honest, open and yours. And I mistook that kind of grace for something I could waste. I know now what I didn't then. I was loved the best back then. You loved me best when I was hard to love, when I pushed you instead of letting you close enough. You saw the man I could become before I even begun, and I'll spend my life remembering when you loved me best. I chased applause and borrowed pride while you stood right by my side, asking nothing, giving all, breaking my emotional walls. I thought love was something earned, but you gave it no return. And now I know how rare that is, a love like this. If I ever get it right someday, it'll be because you showed the way. 'Cause you loved me best when I was hard to love, when I pushed you before I even begun, and I'll spend my life remembering when you loved me best. If loving you taught me how to stand, then losing you taught me who and that truth won't fade, no matter how far life takes me away. You love me best, and I finally know it. There's a mark on the table where your coffee stayed, a little white circle time never erased. Your coat still hangs by the back door hinge, and every night I swear it still breathes. I sweep the floor like you might see, straighten the room like it still matters to me, like love might walk back in unannounced, like heartbreak don't keep track of accounts. I tell myself it's just a habit now, that missing you's a muscle, not a wound somehow. But when the morning sun hits your side of the bed, I feel the weight of everything unsaid. You used to laugh at the way I'd pray, only when I was scared, only halfway. Now I pray like I mean it, like I know some things don't leave, they just grow slow. If walls could talk, they'd say your name. If time stood still, it'd still feel the same. I'm living where your ink still shines on the counter, frozen in time, like a promise waiting to be claimed, like love don't know it's supposed to change. I still wake up reaching for you, still talk like someday means soon. I don't know how to let you go clean. I'm living where your ring still shines. I drove past the church where we said I do. Bell still rings like it always knew. There's a picture frame in the hallway band, me and you before the end. We weren't broken, we were tired, burned down slow, not lit on fire. We stopped asking, stopped listening, stopped seeing love as something living. I learned that silence feels polite, but it kills the truth one night at a time. I learned that staying quiet to keep peace is how you lose things piece by piece. If I'd held you when you needed rest, instead of acting like fine was best, we might still be fighting side by side, not learning how to live divided. If there's a road that circles back, I'd walk it barefoot, I'd walk it cracked. 'Cause I'm living where your ring still shines on the counter, frozen in time, like a promise waiting to be claimed, like love don't know it's supposed to change. I still wake up reaching for you, still talk like someday means soon. I don't know how to let you go clean. I'm living where your ring still shines. Maybe love ain't meant to last untouched, maybe it bruises before it rusts, but I'd take every scar again if it meant one more week instead of then. If you ever wonder if I'm still here, I am, in the spaces you left behind, dear. Yeah, I'm living where your ring still shines, learning slowly how to survive. If loving you's the longest road, I'll walk it heavy, I'll walk it slow. If someday you knock, I won't ask why, I'll just open up and let love try. Until then, I'll carry this sign, I'm living where your ring still shines. It still shines, like it might come home.
saw something I couldn't see, something stronger inside of me. When I was busy proving wrong every good thing you believed all along, I wore my doubt like armor plate, kept love standing at the gate. And you waited calm and kind while I fought wars inside my mind. You held me when I talked myself small, when I acted tough but felt like I'd fall. You spoke my name like it was true, like I was already who you knew. I didn't know how rare that was, didn't know how much it cost to love someone through their fear while they're still disappearing. I know now what I didn't then. You saw the man I couldn't be yet. You loved me before I did, when my heart was barely open, when I couldn't face the mirror, when my faith was still unspoken. You held the light while I stood blind, you gave me hope I couldn't find, and now I know what love really is. You loved me before I did. I chased success like it was peace, tried to earn my own release, but you kept saying you're enough when I thought enough was tough. You believed in quiet ways and steady nights and simple days, and loving slow and loving deep, and promises you actually keep. I broke your heart by being lost, by counting wins and missing cost. And when you finally let me go, that's when I started to grow. You planted seeds you never saw, loved me through every flaw. And even though you're not here now, I carry what you taught me how. If love's a mirror, then it's true. You showed me by loving you. 'Cause you loved me before I did, when my heart was barely open, when I couldn't face the mirror, when my faith was still unspoken. You held the light while I stood blind, you gave me hope I couldn't find, and now I know what love really is. You loved me before I did. If someone loves me like that again, I won't waste it learning then. I'll show up whole, I'll show up true, because of loving you. Yeah, you loved me before I did, and that love still lives in me. It made me better, made me brave, made me who I'm learning to be. Yeah, you loved me before I did, and that love still lives in me. It made me better, made me brave, made me who I'm learning to be. You loved me before I did. This diner's got the same old sign, same old booze, same old time, same waitress calling me hon, like she's known me since I was young. But the seat across from me is empty, and that emptiness talks plenty, 'cause it looks like
You grin your eyes in every little corner of my mind. I keep ordering two out of habit, then I laugh like that ain't tragic. Push the sugar toward the space you'd be, like it's nothing, like it's easy. And the coffee's hot, but it don't warm my bones, not the way it did when you called this home. I never knew how love could stay after somebody walks away. I try to move on, I swear I do, but every road still leads to you. I got your name on my coffee cup, on my dashboard, on my look, on the songs I skip, 'cause they hit too hard on the empty side of the bed in the dark. I got your laugh in the crack of dawn, and the way I still leave the porch light on. It ain't over, even if you're gone. I got your name on everything I'm on. I drove past your old street yesterday, told myself I'd look away, but the mailbox still leans like it's tired, and the yard still holds our fire. I saw a kid on a bicycle, and it hit me fast and physical. We talked about that someday life would have forever, like it was right. I should have held you when you were lonely. Instead I tried to act like I was only busy, stressed, a man with plans. But love don't wait for bigger hands. You needed me present, not just near, and I was there, but I wasn't here. Now I'm paying with these quiet nights, with all these ifs, and I should have fights. If I could rewind and do it again, I'd be a man in every way I can. 'Cause I just name on my coffee cup, on my dashboard, on my look, on the songs I skip, 'cause they hit too hard on the empty side of the bed in the dark. I got your laugh in the crack of dawn, and the way I still leave the porch light on. It ain't over, even if you're gone. I got your name on everything I'm on. Maybe love ain't lightning, maybe it's a flame, something you feed or it dies in rain. And I let the wind do what it will, let the silence grow, let it take its fill. But if you ever miss me, even just a little, if you ever wonder if my heart is brittle, come back to the diner booth by the glass. I'll be right there letting time pass. Yeah, I got your name on my coffee cup, and I can't wash it off. I've tried enough. On the roads I drive, on the prayers I say, on the love I still don't throw away. If you call tonight, I'll meet you at dawn, with a heart wide open, with the porch light on. It ain't over, even if you're gone. I got your name on everything I'm on. Your side of the bed still holds its shade, like you just stepped out, like you'll be late. I reach across without thinking twice, and catching myself every night. The window light falls where you used to lay, morning still starts the same old way. But half this room don't wake up right Without you breathing beside me at night, I tried switching sides, tried changing sheets, tried telling myself it don't mean a thing, but love leaves echoes in quiet space, and this bed remembers your face. Some habits don't fade, they stay and ache, 'cause your side of the bed is where my heart still goes, even when my body knows you're not coming home. I sleep on the edge of what we had, on memories I can't outrun. Your side of the bed is where love still hasn't moved on. I hear your voice in the ceiling fan, in the way the silence understands. Every night feels longer now, every dream ends the same somehow. You used to steal the covers, laugh, say come closer when I pulled back. Now the space between me and you feels bigger than it ever used to. I don't know when missing you got quiet, when it stopped screaming and learned to lie, but it's still here, steady and slow, like something I'll always know. If love's a place, it's where you stay, 'cause your side of the bed is where my heart still goes, even when my body knows you're not coming home. I sleep on the edge of what we had, on memories I can't outrun. And your side of the bed is where love still hasn't moved on. Maybe one day this space will heal, maybe one day it won't feel real, but tonight I'm honest, I confess I miss you more than I should admit. Your side of the bed will always be a part of me, a reminder of what love meant when it was you and me. Good night. Wherever you are.